Welcome back, guys. Okay.
We went over this, Andrea.
Welcome back to Creeps and Crimes with Andy and Sky.
Gosh, we're not gonna get any followers more than we already have. The people that are following us now are definitely gonna unsubscribe. My mom's gonna look at this and be like, "I'll root for you, honey."
I'm gonna make my mom look at this. All right.
Okay, we're gonna start off with rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first. This is gonna be the new tradition. We liked it last time because we can never remember who goes first and who didn't.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a cute little game to play. Okay, so don't forget to give us a like, subscribe,
follow, please. You can now find us on Spotify as well. We just made our Spotify page. Hallelujah. It was definitely a task, you know. One of us looks like the brains, but we'll let you guess who it is.
Oh. It's me. So, I guess we'll start by...
Yeah, we can do that. All right, ready? Okay, she got me. Once again, you know what? We need to get a tally board for how many times the other person has won, and then like
set one up behind us.
Yeah, and then like, you know, on so many, we'll say on 10 wins, that person gets to do like the whole podcast for the, or that person doesn't have to speak at all, whichever one didn't have to tell a story, or they get to choose what story they want to do
like
next.
it. I like it. I feel like I love to talk.
You do.
So therefore, I'm gonna be the one talking. All right.
It's fine with me because I like to just listen to you talk. I like the faces you make. Yeah.
Do you? Thanks. I really don't know how to feel about that now.
Well, I like your voice.
I don't. I do feel like it's gotten better though because I was sick last week, so it has gotten better this week.
So I will say our last video was late, which means this video will be coming just a little bit late, but we are working with our schedules, trying to get things figured out, and I think that we have.
When do you want to upload them? When will we be uploading?
I think we're gonna upload them on Saturdays.
So we will have a video uploaded almost every Saturday.
We will try.
Unless something stops us out of town, vacation, sick, whatever, you know, normal
Of course,
stuff.
and there will be an update if we don't get one updated in time. You know, we'll definitely do our best to let you guys know. We'll try to get like a Instagram or Facebook page or something.
Camera, so sorry, y'all.
Yeah, we upgraded the camera a little bit. There have been quite a few upgrades, thankfully, since our first attempt.
We're getting better.
Better.
Hopefully we'll get better and better. So like, subscribe, comment.
Follow.
That's the one I was forgetting to say earlier. You notice I stopped in it because I said like, subscribe, and then I was like, what's that third one? Comment.
And again, if you like us, please go give us a follow on Spotify. Please comment,
rate us,
let us know how we're doing.
Something.
Any kind of negative or positive feedback is always welcome. You know we have room to grow, so let us know what you guys want, and we'll go from there.
Let us also know if you have a request, because we will also take requests on any type of stories that you would like us to research. Now, I will say this. We got into this by liking other people that we hear and see. So we got this inspiration from seeing other people, and we decided to do our own. So we do all the research ourselves, and we take notes, and we will take any requests if y'all want to hear any. We do crimes and ghost stories and creepy stories and gruesome, whatever you want to hear. So
now the first two have not been as crazy, but we were just trying to get the feel of things. And at first I actually didn't believe, like when you came to me and you're like, you know what, let's do, because we were at work one day, we actually worked together, and we were listening to a podcast, and she turns to me and she says, hey, we need to start a podcast. And I was like, I've always wanted to do that. And, you know, we were thinking about it, whatever. I wasn't quite sure if we were going to do it. And she was like, hey, can you go pick up the equipment? And I was like, we're making a podcast.
So now we've turned our Fridays into Freaky Fridays, and we do creepy stories on Fridays.
Which is nice, too.
And then we upload it on Saturday.
We get to hang out more outside of work. We get to hang out with our awesome boss / assistant / the help.
The help. Director.
Yeah, say hey a little louder for the camera, Amy.
Yo, what up?
That's what I like to hear. All right. So
I was about to say something about her age, but never mind.
she's definitely the mom of our group, but that's awesome.
But she's like the cool,
she's the cool mom. Yeah.
She's really young. She's like our age, so
you can tell she's a mom by the painting in the background.
I'll be honest, like if I was talking about the painting in the background, I would think you were like 60s.
It's actually,
I thought you were like in your 60s.
It's very good artwork.
It was from the in-laws. I have to hang it up.
From the in-laws.
That makes a lot more sense.
You
The
know
in-laws
what?
are older.
No, just take it down, and when the in-laws come is when you hang it back up.
Oh yeah, that would work. Because we're gonna have to put something on this wall anyway. We're gonna
Well,
do
I
our
can
tally
probably
list.
try to do some kind of. The wall is green, so I can probably try to do some kind of green screen or whatever behind it.
So we're gonna try not to drag it out too long. We're gonna try to keep our stories to a minimum, but try to give you every detail as possible. So I guess I'll go ahead and start.
All right.
Mine is a crime story.
Yes,
It's
we
gruesome.
switched again.
And there's actually a movie about it. They made a movie on it. And what made me want to do this story is a coworker brought it up. She asked us if we've seen the movie, and I'll tell you what the movie is.
At the end.
I'll tell you at the end because I want to tell you the story first. So anyways, this is about, I really don't know how to say his name, so I'm probably going to mess it up. But Josef Fritzl.
I think that's right.
Is that right? Because he's from Austria. This story takes place in Austria, which, to be honest, I didn't want to do an out of country story because I just didn't think that they were going to be as good. But this one's pretty messed up, so
She gave me a little bit of a rundown. We don't like to tell each other what the story's going to be about, so we can get true reactions.
Right.
But she gave me a rundown, and I'm kind of excited and not excited at the same time.
I know. I'm sorry. But It's okay though because Skylar did not give me a rundown on hers. She did tell me what she's doing hers on, but I did not look up anything, so mine's going to be an authentic
She just
reaction.
can't keep secrets. She's got to tell me because she gets so excited, which is a good thing.
I'm
That's
the
a good
worst at
thing.
keeping secrets, so. Anyways, so Josef was born in April 9th of 1935. And this story actually emerged in 2008. So for him to be so old when it emerged is like, that's what blew my mind. So I'll go ahead and give you a little historic rundown on Josef.
I like how organized you are this time.
I know, right? I'm so motivated. Anyways, so he grew up as an only child. His mother was very abusive. The only reason that she had a child was to prove to her husband that she could have children because they weren't having any, I guess. I don't know that, but she had him to prove to her husband that she could have children. Well, then her husband
reason to have a child.
It was a very spiteful reason to have a child. But her husband left when Josef was 4, and he did not see him after that. So his father left the picture. His mother was very abusive, very bitter towards him because she feels like the reason that his father left was because of him, which doesn't really make sense to me because apparently he wanted kids. So anyways, his father later fought in World War II and he passed away. So he never really got to see his father past the age of 4. And then his mother never liked him. And you know, this part is really sick, but he grew to be obsessed with his mother, and he would have like sexual fantasies about her, which is, it was really messed up. I don't know why I'm smiling. Anyways.
It's nervous. It's nervous energy.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, he became obsessed with her, and he would have like these weird little sexual fantasies about her. And then at the age of 21, he met his wife, Rosemary, and she was 16 at the time, 17, and they got married, and they had a little girl named Christine. Well, this is where things take a turn for the worst. He was actually educated. He finished school, went to college, got a good job.
Isn't it crazy how it's
Yeah, like
mostly
you would
educated people that...
Oh no, like I feel like I don't know.
Well, you got to think like Ted Bundy and John Wayne
he was
Gacy.
really-
Like
yeah.
all of these people were educated.
Yeah, they were really smart. But anyways, he had an education and a good job, but he also had a criminal background. So this is like where things start to take a turn, and he raped several women. Well, he only got caught for raping, I think, like 1 or 2 women.
Was this before or after he got married to Rosemary?
This was after.
After.
So he served 18 months in prison. He got convicted for rape and served 18 months in prison. Well, when he got out, she forgave him. His wife forgave him. He moved back home. He already had a criminal background. Well, things started getting worse. Okay, so after he moved back home, his daughter, he had a daughter. I think that was the only child that they did have together. And his daughter turned 18. Well, on her 18th birthday, he was building this like basement cellar type thing, and he asked her to help him with the door, which to me is kind of suspicious because like, why would you?
I mean, you can't carry a door by yourself. You know?
Well, you're not gonna ask a timid little girl to. Well, she's not little, but you know, a woman to help you carry the door. Like that was weird.
Yeah.
It was in the like.
That is kind of.
Elizabeth is
It was
their
a different time.
Elizabeth is their child. I'm so sorry, I forgot that part. Elizabeth is their child. She was born April 6th of 1966. So you gotta think about it. This is in the 70s. Well, I guess you know women were trying to be equal in the 70s. So
Yeah.
Anyways, so her father on her 18th birthday asked her to help him carry the door down to the basement where he sealed the door while she was sitting there holding it.
Yeah.
And he sealed it. Well, when he sealed it, he covered her mouth up and her nose up with it wasn't chloroform, it was like ether. Was that the same thing? I don't know, but it was an ether filled towel, and he did it until she was unconscious. And then when she was unconscious, he threw her in the basement. So he threw her in the basement, and then he literally like raped her every single day for a very, very long time. So she ended up getting pregnant.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but how could a mother not know that that was happening?
I'm getting to this. He started raping her. Well, her mom got suspicious because she wasn't home, and he made her write a note, which was the first of very many notes that he did make her write.
The daughter?
Yes. And so he made her write a note saying that she went and lived with a friend, and if they tried to find her, that she would leave the country. So they didn't try to look for her. And when the police got involved, because mom filed a missing persons report, when the police got involved, she said, or dad said, I think she went and joined a religious cult. So that made mom even less suspicious
Going back
of her
then,
leaving.
those were
in the
big
70s,
because
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, 70s, 80s, those things were forming a lot.
So, yeah. Well, he, and his story just sucks. Anyways, so after her disappearance, you know, her mom filed a missing persons report, and things got weird, and dad made up stories saying that she joined a religious cult and everything like that. Well, over the course of the next 24 years, which is how long he had her locked up in the basement, which is just
So she was 18,
crazy.
24 years, so she was 30, 42.
So, after Elizabeth's disappearance, you know, mom filed a missing persons report. Dad made up the fact that she joined a cult, and in reality she didn't. She was downstairs in the basement, which is a little suspicious to me because, like, how did mom not go down there? Which I'll get to that. But I would still go down there because I'm just that type of wife. I'm nosy. So, and I'm not a wife, by the way, I'm single. So,
I laughed
wrong
'cause I'm
hand.
also single. Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah. So, anyways.
That's how single we are. We don't even know what hand it goes on.
Exactly, man. I would put it on the hand. So, anyways, he Once she disappeared into the basement, he then continued to rape her for a long time, every day. He would come in at 9 o'clock in the morning, and he would do his plans, and he would tell his wife not to bring him coffee so that she wouldn't go downstairs. And you know what's even crazier is they had a roommate living with them that lived in I guess they had like an extra room or apartment.
Joey's room.
Down, that's my brother's name. Down, towards the bottom, towards the basement. It was like a cellar, I guess. I really don't know. Yeah, it was like something like that. But it was like close to the basement, and they reported hearing crazy sounds and noises, but nobody ever did anything about it. So,
Probably because it was a basement. They thought maybe he was just working down there.
I don't know. But anyways, he kept her down there. She birthed 7 of his children. The first one is Christine. She's the oldest. He kept 3. The second one passed away.
Wait, what do you mean he kept 3?
Okay, so he birthed 7 of her children. Christine is the oldest. She had a few issues. The second one passed away. The 3 that he decided to keep, which is just pretty messed up to me. But what he would do is he would tell his wife or the social workers that his daughter's children and infants, by the way, showed up on his doorstep. So the social workers that came in and did daily checks didn't see any suspicions or issues or anything with it like that. So that was a little weird to me.
Yeah.
He kept Lisa, Monica, and Alexander. Those are the 3 that he kept as infants. And I'm guessing they probably just didn't have any health issues, which is why he decided to keep them. I'm not really sure.
Was going to be like, what made him decide to keep them?
He must be really smart to have helped her get through 7 births by herself.
Or he just kind of was like, hey, you got it. It's all you.
Anyways, like I said, they received regular visits from social workers who didn't have any suspicions at all, which is super weird to me. After the 4th child's birth, they enlarged the basement that she was in, and they had a TV, they had a cassette player, and they had a radio. And she taught them how to read and write. He would often go have dinner with them, and he would read to the kids. He told her and the 3 kids that he made stay down there with her, that if they tried to leave, that he would gas them. So, I mean, of course,
he's
me being
a
stupid.
Psychopath, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, like me being a stupid little 18-year-old. Well, I should say she was stupid, but me being a non-educated, naive 18-year-old, I would be like, okay, you know, I gotta go down.
Well, I mean, and at that point, he already holds so much power over you that...
Right. So Christine, Stefan, and Felix were the 3 that stayed in the basement with Christine. So on April of 2008, Christine went to the hospital after falling out. Elizabeth stayed in the basement. She had to stay in there for a final week up until the hospital grew suspicious of her dad, which is also Elizabeth's dad, going to the hospital and saying that mom wasn't in the picture. So what they did was the hospital notified the police, and the police made a report about it. Well, they aired it on the news. And once they aired it on the news, Elizabeth begged her dad to let her go to the hospital. So once she did, this was like the first time of her being out, she immediately went to the police and told them everything. I think she did that before she even went to the hospital, or either she got to the hospital and then she told him. Couldn't really dig that part up. But
being in your 40s and living a life like that, what quality of life would you have? You would know nothing of the outside world besides what you would see on TV.
So, and she's in her 40s at this point.
Right.
Yeah, so like, so after his arrest, he claimed that all the sex that he had with his daughter and grandchildren, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, don't
You know, I'm not even gonna be surprised.
But
It's sad.
after his arrest, he claimed that all the sex was consensual. That doesn't tell you what. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyways, regarding his treatment, he claimed, "I'm not the monster that the media makes me out to be." Yeah. He would often bring her like flowers and stuff when she was in the basement. And
So he was like courting her.
And wife didn't know about this?
No.
So did he drug her too? Or did he beat her? Did he have the same thing over her head?
Nothing.
Maybe
about
she
how
was
their
just
relationship was?
walking
No.
through life, you know, just not wanting to see what's there.
She couldn't.
She
She
can't
never.
really
She
admit
just
it.
listened to him. She just. I mean, she
Obeyed.
got back with him after he raped women. You know what I'm saying? Like so. So, I think she just listened to it, whatever he would say.
So she was right there with her, essentially. Had the same mind mentality.
Right. So
Submissive. She was very submissive.
he continues to try to write to her, and which, by the way, she's living a quiet life with her kids after she
The
got out
daughter,
of a
he
home.
tries to write to the daughter.
Yeah, he tries to write to the daughter. He is actually eligible for parole in 2024. He was sentenced to 15 years, and he was charged with murder due to neglect and rape.
I think he should have gotten 15 years, or he should have gotten the amount of years in jail that she was imprisoned in that cellar.
Oh yeah,
Plus an extra 15
Oh, yeah.
years per child tacked on. That was
but I guess
born.
their legal system is a little different, so therefore, it was just I don't know, it was just
He
different.
got less
But-
time in prison than she did in the basement.
Right, which is super messed up to me. Like I don't agree with that at all. But that's why this story is so messed up. Like you literally take your child at 18 years old, throw her in the basement, start having kids with her against her will. You throw her in a basement that's the size, not even the size of this dining room, y'all.
So how were the children that were in the basement? I mean, they had never seen the
They
sun.
had
huh?
problems. I'm guessing he kept the ones with the problems in the basement, and he took the ones that didn't have any problems out of the basement. So it was rough to read about, but there is a movie about it. It's called Girl in the Basement, and I suggest you watch it if you want to learn more about it. I'm pretty sure there are some details that I left out because, like I said, we take little notes, give you the gist. We try to give you every detail possible, but this one it had a lot to it. Like court, he saw her in court. He tries to write to her, tries to reach out to her, says that he's sorry, didn't
Does
do
he ever
anything
reach out to
wrong.
the children? Not that you know of. Oh.
Not that I know of.
So we do want to make this podcast as short as possible, as quick as possible. So
we
if we
just
miss
give you
anything, we're sorry.
We give you the raw,
Yeah, we're just giving you,
the nasty details.
yeah.
The
And
ones
then
that you want to hear.
if you guys want it to be longer, again, let
Just
us
ask.
know. Yeah, we'll try to do that and get you kids with those long attention spans. Have you ever heard of the Winchester house?
You told me about it? No. You just told me have you ever heard of the Winchester House? That's all you told me.
Okay. So you've heard of it, but you
So
don't
I've
know
heard
the
of it.
story.
I've heard of the name.
So the Winchester house, when it was being constructed, English. When it was being constructed.
Don't know what her ethnicity is, but can't even speak English.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We're gonna go take guesses of what her ethnicity is.
Oh, please start a poll. I would love to see what you guys think my ethnicity is. That would be so much fun.
Pretty sure you can guess what mine is.
Basic.
Basic language. That's me.
Yeah, you're literally wearing sweatpants right now.
NCCA, son.
Hey, she's living the life I want to be living right now, to be honest.
What is it? Coastal Conservation Association.
I just realized I stared at your boobs for like a whole 5 minutes trying to read your shirt. So anyways, it was originally called Sarah Winchester's house. And then it became just the Winchester house. So Sarah Winchester was the
Widow.
I cannot English today. I don't know.
I can't sing.
We know. She was the widow of, ready for the name? William Wirt Winchester. Okay. Heir to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Born around 1840, Sarah Winchester.
Winchester made, they made guns, didn't they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Born around the 1840s, Sarah Winchester grew up in a world of privilege. She spoke 4 languages, which obviously you can tell I can barely speak
One.
But to be fair, it is 10:30. I'm usually in bed by now because I'm a grandma.
Same. Like, we're both in our 20s, and well, this is what we do on Friday
We're on
night.
a Friday. It's a Friday night.
Okay,
we're at our boss's house.
This is our Freaky Friday nights.
This is our Freaky Friday
Freaky
nights.
Friday
Yeah.
nights. Keep going.
Okay. She attended the best schools, married well, and eventually gave birth to a daughter named Annie. However, Annie died, and a decade later, so did her husband.
That's sad, but she got paid, though.
She did.
Oof.
Get this. After William's death in 1881, she inherited roughly $20 million, which is $500 million in today's money.
I hate how we take these people's sad life and we're like, oof, ha ha ha, and we joke about it, you know what I mean?
But,
Like,
I mean...
$500 million? What'd you say about that, Amy? And guess what they made? Exactly.
You could use a Winchester
And I
rifle.
bet back in like the 1800s, like, do you think they had DNA back then? Did they have DNA back then?
They had DNA. We've been over this. They had DNA, just no DNA testing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Scientific fact moment test pop quiz.
Okay.
What?
What does DNA stand for?
Diagnostic.
We
Nostalgia.
What did you...
St. Martin science teachers, we're sorry.
Hey, shout out to Mississippi schools.
St. Martin science teachers? I don't even remember who I had for science. Coach
Yeah.
Rivers. Shout out to Coach Rivers.
Do you know?
It's
No.
obviously
Diagnostic
nucleic
Nostalgic
acid.
Association. What?
Duh.
What is it?
I said it's obviously dyslexic nucleic acid.
Is it really?
No.
Oh! What does it stand for?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
That's
Deoxy-
DRNA.
What does that say? Diagnostic? Oh, God. Y'all, I'm smart
You're
when
right.
I apply myself, but I was not having science. No. Not when it comes to science. Nope.
That's okay. I got my first F in science class in 4th grade and I cried.
I said diagnostic. Please don't make me sound stupid.
I sounded...
You said dyslexic something.
She told me what it was and I said it's DRNA. So we both look stupid. Okay? I took one for the team. Obviously. Because...
Okay, so once the ladies knew what DNA stood for and that they did have it back then, just not
Did
the
we ask the
testing,
help to speak?
they continued with the story.
Yes.
This is what we do on our Friday nights, guys.
Continue.
Oh my gosh. So bossy. I like it. So on top of the 50 million or 20 million, which was 500 million in today's money, she also got 50% of the Winchester Arm Company, which left her with a continued income equal to $1,000 a day or $26,000 a day in today's money.
I want you, okay. I just
$26,000
looked at my
a day.
face because we could see each other. We could see our faces in the camera. I'm over here listening to what you're saying, and my face went completely blank because I'm just sitting here thinking about $26,000 a day.
Right?
Oh my God.
$26,000
What would
a
I
day.
do with that? I don't even know what I would.
Well,
I would
fixing
be
to-
miserable because I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Well, you're fixing to find out what she did with it.
Okay, let's go.
So, newly in possession of a massive fortune and struggling with the loss of her husband and daughter, she sought the advice of a medium. She hoped to get the advice from beyond as to how to spend her fortune or what to do with her life. So the story, what they understand of the story is that the medium was able to channel her husband, who advised Sarah to leave her home in New Haven, Connecticut and head west to California. As far as what to do with her money, William answered that She was to use the fortune to build a home for the spirits of those who had fallen victim to the Winchester rifles, or she would be haunted for the rest of her life.
Sweet.
It gets worse.
I'm hoping.
So in 1884, Sarah purchased what would later become known as the Winchester Mystery House. At the time of the sale, the house was a small, unfinished farmhouse, but very quickly grew. Very quickly. Sarah hired carpenters to work around the clock, expanding the small house into a 7-story mansion. Due to the lack of a plan, the presence of an architect, the house was constructed haphazardly.
Haphazardly. Yeah.
Rooms were added into exterior walls, resulting in windows overlooking other rooms. Multiple staircases would be added, all with different sized risers, giving each staircase a distorted look. So, like, they would be really, really steep, or they'd be really long, or they'd have, like, narrow.
Oh, that would make me not want to go up the stairs.
Well, you're also going to find out
really long.
You're going to find out later why she did it this way.
Those were really skinny.
Imagine being a skinny ghost.
You think I'm skinny? It's like my favorite video on TikTok.
Definitely wide enough to be a ghost. All right.
Not Amy though. She tans every day.
Hey, look
Shout
at
out
that
to
tan
Crunch
line.
Fitness.
Hey, Brandon, if you're listening to this, I know you like her tan line. All right. So many of the alterations seem to be pointless, and again, you'll find out why. Staircases would ascend several levels, but then end abruptly, like they would just go to the wall or the roof.
And then it would just be like a dead end?
Yeah.
Oh.
It would just be a dead end. It is.
Well, I guess that's why it's a mystery house.
Yes. Doors would open to solid walls, and hallways would turn a corner and end at a dead end. So
why did she make such a confusing house?
you will find out.
Well, hurry up.
I'm sorry, you talk a lot.
Look for it.
Additionally, Winchester insisted that the home be built exclusively out of redwood. However, she didn't like the look of the wood, so she insisted it be covered with a stain and a faux grain. By the time, yeah, she's
Bougie?
Well, you gotta think she had to continue. Never mind, I haven't gotten to that point.
Yeah.
Sorry. By the time the house was completed, over 20,000 gallons of paint had been used to cover the wood.
Sweet.
Yeah. By the turn of the century, Sarah and her ghost house with 7 stories, 160 rooms, 47 fireplaces, 10,000 panes of glass, 2 basements, 3 elevators, and a mysterious funhouse-like interior.
Can we just take a second? Just take a second, because 160 rooms.
It must have been little.
161 rooms.
What was the square footage?
Of each room.
I have no idea. I remember that reading that one of them was the size of a small ballroom.
You have
Okay.
an eyelash
All
on
right.
your face.
You didn't let me make a wish. Now I'm
Okay.
twisted. But one of them was the size of a small ballroom.
It's just sickening.
There's no telling. Okay. Anyone who set foot in the home could tell that no expense had been spared. Gold and silver chandeliers hung from the ceilings above, hand inlaid.
Do they still hang there?
Yes. No.
Gold chandeliers. I'm pretty
Andrew-
sure they won't miss one. Pretty sure they'll know if one is missing.
You know you can take a tour of it.
I'll rob that bitch.
What are you gonna do? Shove it under your shirt? Like
I just took a souvenir. That's all.
just
Very
take it out one piece
expensive
at a
souvenir,
time.
yeah.
Go keep going and take it out. Where was I? Oh, hand inlaid parquet flooring, dozens of artful stained glass windows created by Tiffany & Co. Line the walls, including some designed by Louis Comfort Tiffany himself. One window in particular was intended to create a prismatic rainbow effect on the floor when the light flowed through it. Of course, the window ended up on an interior floor, and thus the goal was never achieved.
This lady got a lot going on.
So she had, at this time, she actually had plumbing and electrical work. So she could just like flick the lights on and flush toilets and stuff.
Okay, so it was like modern. In a way.
In a way, yes. She was
Okay.
very, very rich. So it was really rare for the time.
Well, when you got that kind of money.
Yeah. They also had hot running water.
Oh, was that not right?
No, you had to like boil your water.
So I remember being like 5 and 6 and going through storms and having to boil the water.
Yeah, Katrina.
Shout out to Katrina.
They had push button gas lighting available through the home, and forced air heating flowed through the house. So they had like air conditioners essentially.
Central heating and air, basically.
Basically, yes.
Okay, cool.
In the 1800s. Unfortunately, in 1904, an earthquake struck San Jose, and the Winchester Mystery House sustained a hefty amount of damage. Thanks to the floating foundation, the weight of it was the same as the surrounding soil. So it weighed as much as that land did. Yeah.
So it didn't sink.
No. The entire house was saved from the collapse because it
weighed so much.
Yes.
Okay.
The top 3 floors were ultimately removed, leaving the house with only 4 stories as seen today. So, it's a 4-story mansion now instead of a 7-story mansion. What a cutback.
Yeah, I mean, you lost 3 floors. So how big is this house?
I think,
and when did they lose the 3 stories?
if I remember correctly, the house is 6 acres.
Mm-hmm.
The whole house is 6 acres. And they lost they took out the 3 top floors after the earthquake.
Okay.
Yeah. So the reason she kept building is because the medium told her that if she did not continue, like have nonstop construction, that the ghosts would kill her. She would be next to die. So that's why she was constantly just building useless spots and redoing and taking apart.
So I actually, now that you mention it, I have heard of this story. But whenever, I was told about it, they said that the useless spots were to confuse the ghosts. They were, okay.
Cut this out too. 1,400 per child. Hold up, Mari. Maybe that baby does kind of look like me.
Yeah. I'm keeping that in the video.
Can you keep that? Okay.
I'm gonna put that at the front of the video.